The BFG by Roald Dahl. The BFG is the only big friendly giant in Giant Country and is about 20 feet tall. This is Sophie. She lives in an orphanage because she's an orphan. Mrs. Clonkers owns the orphanage she lives in, and she is mean to Sophie and the other girls that live in this orphanage. There are 9 bad giants. They eat humans, which they call human beings, and they are 54 feet tall. I'm going to tell you a more or less summary of the BFG. In the beginning of the book, Sophie cannot fall asleep because of a moonbeam that's shining down on her face. She sees a silhouette that ends up being the BFG that is trumpeting something into a window 2 stories up that kids are sleeping in. He saw Sophie watching him through the window and picked her up. Then he went back to Giant Country, where thankfully he did not eat her because he did not eat humans. But the other 9 giants did eat humans, of which they called human beings. So the only thing that the BFG and Sophie had to eat were snozzcuppers. Then they go to Giant Country, but on their way the BFG gets tossed around a little by the bad giants, because they're bad. And then when they go to Giant Country, they catch 2 dreams because the first one is a really good one and the other one is a terrible nightmare. And the BFG isn't very happy after that. Then they went back to the BFG's cave, where the BFG had the idea to blow the bad dream to one of the bad giants. So they did, and they had a nightmare, and then they by accident started hitting everyone, and then they all started fighting, and then they went galloping off to eat human beings. Sophie couldn't bear watching them gallop off to eat the humans, so she wanted to go try stop them, but the BFG told her she couldn't possibly save the people they were gonna eat that night. And then Sophie kind of bribed the BFG into helping her save them by making a dream for the queen. The way Sophie bribed the BFG into helping her was telling him he didn't have to eat another snozzcupper in his life. And then he agreed very enthusiastically. So they made the queen dream that 9 giants were going to go and eat kids from schools. And there was a kid named Sophie on her windowsill. So then when the queen woke up, Sophie was actually on the windowsill because the BFG brought her there. And then the queen, her maid, saw Sophie, and then they told the queen what was happening. Or more, told her that giants were real. And then they had breakfast, and they conducted a plan to capture the 9 giants, where all the 9 giants, and they did it, where all the 9 giants got put in a big hole. And then the only thing they could eat were snozzcuppers. Thank you for watching my video on the BFG. Fun fact about the BFG. The BFG always wanted an elephant, and in the end, he actually did end up getting an elephant.